One of the uses for Java is that you can communicate with a database to create dynamic web pages, much like you would with PHP or ASP. To do that, you're going to need a testing server and some plugins in Eclipse. The most common testing server for Java server pages, or a JSP, is called Tomcat. You can download Tomcat at tomcat.apache.org. I'm going to click to download Tomcat 7.0, the zip version. Once you have that folder, you can drag it to somewhere on your hard drive. I've chosen my applications folder on my computer. Now let's go over to Eclipse. Once you've downloaded the zip file, make sure that it's unzipped, and you can drag that folder into your applications folder or into your program files folder or anywhere else on your computer for that matter. Now we're going to install the plugins by going to Help, Install New Software. In the Work With box, start to type Indigo and click on it once you see it appear in the menu. It may take a few seconds for all the plugins to load, so you might have to wait while you see the word pending, but eventually, if you have an internet connection, the plugin should load in there, and you can scroll down and select any plugins that you'd like to install. So I'll scroll down, check the box that says Web, XML, Java EE, and OSGI Enterprise Development. Here, click Next. And you might see some information that your request has been modified because you already have some of the plugins installed. I'll just click Next, and then here you can look at the user license agreement. I'm going to click that I accept these terms and click Finish. And now the software will install. And afterwards, you'll be asked to restart Eclipse. So once the progress bar finishes, you'll see an option to restart Eclipse. So let's restart Eclipse, and then I'll just close the welcome screen. And in here, I'm going to create a new project. So File, New, and this is going to be under Other. In the type of project, scroll down to the Web section and choose Dynamic Web Project. I'll click Next. We'll call this Test JSP. And I'll click the Next button, the Next button again, and then I'll click Finish. Now we need to associate our project with Tomcat. So we need to associate it with a server. If you click the Servers tab at the bottom of the screen, you'll see Tomcat Server version 7.0. If you don't see that, you can Control-click or right-click and choose New Server. And under Apache, you'll see Tomcat version 7.0. You go through the process. And then we're going to move test.jsp over to configured by clicking it and selecting Add. Then I'll click Finish. And then I'll click the server and then the Start Server button. All right, so I have the server running. And then I'm going to expand test.jsp, expand the web content folder, and then I'm going to right-click web content and then choose New JSP file. I'll change the name of the file to test.jsp, click Next. From the templates, I'll choose New JSP file, HTML, and then I'll click Finish. So this creates a JSP file that's based on a template. So you'll notice HTML code in here in the bottom, but then you'll notice this tag that has a bracket and then a %sign, and the closing tag has %bracket. Those are areas where we can put Java. So in the body, I'm going to click and type less than and a %sign, and inside of that tag, I'm going to type out.print. In parentheses, I'm going to type hello world. Make sure to add a semicolon after the closed parenthesis. And if this runs correctly, the Java should be processed and it should spit out hello world in the body tag. So we should see that in the published page. So I'll go to File, Save, and then I'll click the Run button. I'll choose the server that's currently running, then click Finish. And we're testing this in the simulated web browser inside of Eclipse, and there we have hello world. So we have a JSP file successfully running in Eclipse. So just remember, if you want to execute Java inside of a web page, you'll need to set up the plugins in Eclipse and a testing server, which is normally going to be Tomcat.